Hey everyone, Coty here, and today in this video I want to talk about how do I grow my YouTube channel. So I talked about the 4,000 watch hours in my last video, but I've been getting comments and questions about the subs because with the long videos, you can actually get the watch time a lot easier, but that doesn't necessarily translate to subscribers. And I even showed that in my video for the Lord of Horror channel, where I was getting thousands of watch hours, but I only got 300 subscribers. So it's like I was getting watch hours, but I wasn't really climbing in subscribers. And that was a combination of live streams and videos. So how do we grow our channel? Um, well, it comes down to one real thing, value. And I'm going to try to put this off to the side since my ugly head is over in the right corner. So it comes down to value. What do I mean? Well, everyone comes to YouTube for several reasons, but generally it comes down to one of two, right? To be entertained or to be educated. So think about the kind of different videos that are out there on YouTube, right? The biggest YouTuber, well, one of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube is Mr. Beast. He doesn't really educate. He does a little bit, I guess, in some of his videos, but mostly it's just entertainment, right? Huge entertainment guy. But then you have other channels like education channels where, you kind of, let's say you go onto YouTube to learn how to repair your car or your fridge, right? You're just searching in YouTube on how to fix that thing. That is an education channel. A lot of people have like these channels where they teach you to fix things around the house, and they're not very entertaining, but they are very educational. And a lot of videos, if you can pull off both, is ideal. However, we're not going to go into this whole thing of, trying to make the best entertainment and education videos because a lot of times those require a lot of effort. And it's not that we don't want to put in any effort. To be honest here, we're trying to put out faceless videos, and it's probably going to fall into one or the other category. And if you can pull off both, you have a greater chance of getting both the subs and the watch time. However, just keep that in mind that the video that you create should probably do at least one or the other. And this kind of harkens back to what I was saying in a previous video that a lot of people just make videos on what they want. So maybe they make commentary videos, or maybe they make gaming videos or vlogs or whatever. And a lot of times they don't really get any views. It's because that person is just making videos really for themselves. And people don't come on YouTube generally to just watch you make videos about what you want. You have to make videos that educate or entertain or both. So our videos here should deliver on that value. And I'm going to come back to that, but just keep that in mind that that is kind of the goal of our videos. They should satiate some kind of, thing in the viewer. Okay. So how do we actually grow? Like, okay, it's great to know the intent of the viewer, but how do we actually grow? Well, the way that we grow our channel depends on what we're trying to do. But the answer is very simple. So again, keeping in mind that monetization comes down to two things, especially for long form. Again, I am not focusing on shorts, focusing on long form faceless videos. You could do face full videos, I guess, just face reveal videos like this, where you're saying the face. But either way that we grow depends on what we're trying to do. Are we trying to gain subs or are we trying to get watch hours? Well, it actually is very, very simple. And the reason I'm going to break this down and even make this video is because I think a lot of people overcomplicate it and they get analysis paralysis, and they kind of get locked in and they're kind of confused, like, oh, what do I do? What do we do? It's actually not that hard. Okay, here it is. If you need more subs, then you just make more shorter videos. Now, not YouTube Shorts, but shorter videos. And what do I mean by shorter videos? Generally, 10 to 20 minute videos. Okay. So these are like, obviously they're long form, but they're not super long form or what we call ultra long form. Because at the end of the day, subs comes from people finding you, right? So let's say I made 3 videos on the same subject. I am that much more likely to get subs from those 3 videos than I am a single video. Now, unless your video goes viral and gets a ton of views, yes, a viral video will get you a lot of views, but the majority of us are probably not going to go viral. You're probably going to have channels kind of like my Lord of Horror channel, where a lot of the videos have like maybe 100 views or a couple hundred views. It is going to get you subs, but you would have to put out quite a few videos in order to get the subs. So if you want more subs, just make more videos, right? And they don't have to all be that ultra long form. So if your goal is to get more subs, then just make a lot more shorter videos, because that just gives you more and more real estate for people to find your channel. And you don't have to go the route that I did of making, 1 to like 3 or 4 hour videos. You could make shorter videos. That's perfectly fine. You could make 10 to 20-minute videos and just make a lot more of those and post those on your channel. And yes, you read this correctly, 4 to 6 a day, okay? Now, if let's say you're having the opposite issue, you have the subs, but you need the watch time. It's kind of like, again, my Lord of Horror channel. I already had the subs from years ago. I just need a watch time. The channel was dead, had no views, no watch time in the last year or so. So I just started slapping long form videos on it, ultra long form videos, because I didn't need the subs. I just needed the watch time, and putting long videos along with the live stream is what got me monetized. Okay. So if you need watch time, just do longer videos. It's really that simple. Okay. More watch time or more time comes from longer and better videos. Yes, you should be trying to improve. Even with these faceless sleep channels videos, I've still tried to improve them with, better videos, or, better pacing, or better music, or better structure, or, better voiceovers, like whatever, right? We want to try to put out a decent product. So even if it's very simple sleep videos, we still want to try to make them, watchable. Like, would you yourself watch this video? So anyway, if you need more watch time, just create 2 to 3, 1 to 4 hour videos a day. Again, that's a lot, right? But if you're trying to gain traction on the channel, you'll probably want to do more upfront to try to get it going. This is maybe not sustainable for everyone, and you don't have to do this. But if you're trying to grow your channel, this is kind of what it looks like. Okay. So for more subs, it's a lot of short videos. For more watch time, it's just longer videos. Think about it this way. Okay. So for the subs, every video you put out is basically virtual real estate. It is a chance for someone to find your channel. And that is how you get subs, by kind of putting out more and more hooks, right? But the longer videos, if someone is already going to watch a video on a topic, why would you not put longer videos? Because if they're going to stay for a short video, they're probably going to stay for a longer one if they find the video entertaining or educational. Okay. So hopefully that really just breaks it down and makes it simple for you, that if you need the subs, you just do more short videos. If you need watch time, you just do, you could do less videos, but much longer. And that's really all it comes down to. So what is our goal here? Our goal for these faceless sleep channels, especially, but you can use this for anything. Our goal here is 2 hours of content minimum a day. Now, it sounds like a lot, but it's not any more work. If you're doing the route that I showed you in my initial video, it's not any more work to do a 1 hour video or a 15-minute video than it is a 2 or 3 hour video, right? It's slightly more work, but it's really not that much more work. But our goal is ideally 3 to 4 hours per day of content. So again, multiple videos in one day. And I did already see this question. No, as far as I know, you do not get penalized for posting multiple times a day. Actually, YouTube themselves have said that each video, whether like the time you post the video doesn't really matter, and the amount of videos you post doesn't really matter. Each video stands on its own. Now, maybe there's extreme cases where people are uploading 1,000 videos a day. Okay, yeah, they might get flagged. But if I remember watching a shorts creator that had millions of subscribers say that he was posting a video, a short of, a YouTube short every single hour. Every single hour he was putting up a YouTube short, every single hour. And I've seen channels out there that do 15 videos a day and they still get thousands of views. So I really don't think that the amount of videos is an issue. Okay. So how do you get found? Right? It's good to know kind of the strategy going in, but how do you actually get found? Well, it harkens back to what I said both earlier in this video, but also in the past. This comes from creating content around topics people are already searching for. Okay. This can include trends, it can include keywords, it can include questions, etc. It is all niche dependent. So, really, what your niche is kind of determines what your going to create the content on. So maybe it's a celebrity gossip channel, right? These are huge cash cow channels. And what I mean by that is that people create these channels just to make money. So trends is a huge thing because every day there's, celebrity gossip, right? So they follow trends. So they just make a video, on, let's say something happened with Justin Bieber. They will literally make a video that day on whatever happened and put it out as fast as possible. They're not the greatest videos, but they're topical. So they're probably going to get views. Keywords. So this comes down to people searching things like how to XYZ or sleep to XYZ, right? So keywords, we're looking at things that people are searching for already on YouTube or Google or whatever. Questions. So sometimes, kind of like this video, it comes down to answering a question. People will ask this question like, how do I do this? Or where can I do XYZ? One of some of the easiest videos to make is just making videos around questions that people are already answering or asking and then answering the question. So similar to some of the videos I've already done on this channel, one of the questions I got was, can I change niches? Right? Okay, super simple video to make. I just answer the question, can I change niches? And then the answer is the video. It is super easy content to make if you're, regardless of whether you're doing face reveal or faceless, and then etc. Right? It all depends on the niche and, how you're going to kind of pivot your channel. So ultimately, the type of content we create will be the value to sate the viewer. And it should either entertain or educate, or both if you can do both, based on the niche and the topics. So earlier I talked about value. This is the value, right? So kind of like these videos that I'm doing right now about faceless YouTube. There's value in it, right? They're not very entertaining per se, but they are very educational. And so this is the value. You came to look at, information about, faceless YouTube, and hopefully I've provided that here. So this is the value, right? So the content that I'm creating is the value to educate on those given topics. So hopefully that all makes sense. And it really just, again, I can't tell you what to make the videos about because it just comes down to your niche. All right. So for example, for the sleep channels that we're making or that I've made, the sleep channels tend to educate more than they entertain because, if you're just using images, especially static images, there's not really entertainment. And I've had people complain on my channels like, oh, you only have one image. Like, well, yeah, it's for sleeping. You're going to put it on, then walk away or whatever, right? So you're obviously not even going to watch it. You're going to listen. But there are other channels that are faceless that show visuals or they tell stories. So obviously those channels are the opposite, right? They are entertaining in some way. Sometimes it's visual entertainment, sometimes it's audio entertainment, right? And they're entertaining, not educating. And once again, it's based on the keywords that people are searching in that niche. So it ultimately comes down to the niche and what people are searching for in your niche. Okay. So ultimately, quite simply put, let me move this so you can see it. Simply put, the process looks like this. You find a niche, which we talked about in the very first video. Next, you find topics that people are searching for in that niche, right? And so the topics are going to be like the keywords. They're going to be the questions. They're going to be, the topics within it. So for instance, let me give you an example. For the lore channel, the lore to RPG, right? I did a lot of different RPGs. So the niche was RPG lore to sleep to, right? That was the niche. The topics were different games And then within different games, I talked about different things within those games, right? So if you can find the topics that people are searching for, you can make those videos very simply. And then I would just create videos around those topics that people were already searching. I would try to put at least 2 to 4 hours of content a day, which I was. I was kind of meeting that because even my low end videos are like an hour, hour and a half. So I would just do like 3 videos to make sure I kind of hit that 3 hour minimum. And then if you were doing shorter videos, let's say you're doing finance videos, right? Well, finance is a great niche to make money on the ads because the ad RPM, like the amount you get paid per the ads, tends to be higher, right? And so with a higher RPM, like in a finance niche, generally you're not going to have videos that are an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long. You could still run this same strategy on shorter videos and just do more of them again, based on um, the search, like the search intent of the viewer. So if they're looking for these topics, you can make shorter videos and just do more of them, right? And then you rinse and repeat. And that's it. That's like the whole strategy. You know, the key to this is not to overthink it and get paralyzed. I have been that person in the past where I'm just overthinking it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to plan out this, or I want to do it perfect, or whatever. Perfectionism is really just procrastination disguised, right? So don't overthink it. The lore to RPG channel, I literally had the idea for game lore. I went and asked a couple of different AIs, DeepSeek, Claude, and ChatGPT, if it was a valid niche, if there was search volume in the niche. They all said yes. So I just started the channel and started, finding keywords that people were searching. It was that easy. Like within a day, I was already on it. You do not want to waste time because wasting time is what's going to put you behind, really making money, but also everyone else doing it. So also, do not chase shiny objects, okay? If you're going to try this method, if you're going to kind of approach it the way that I do, don't overthink it, but also don't just chase everybody else, okay? Everybody has their own method of approaching YouTube. Everybody has their own method for doing things, right? There might be a faster, easier way than the way I've presented, and that's totally fine. And if you find a better way, let me know. But ultimately, my method is a method that doesn't cost a heck of a lot of money. It does cost some money, but there are methods that can automate this for a lot more money. And a lot of people are just not going to be able to do that starting out. And you might find cheaper methods. You might find easier methods. That's great. But don't chase everybody else's method, because if you haven't given this a full chance, then you'll start it and then maybe you'll do it for a few days. You're like, oh, this isn't working. You'll move on to something else. Dude, it takes time. The biggest thing to success on not just YouTube, but really anything is consistency, right? You have to keep putting in the effort, keep putting in. So it takes time. And YouTube is not a fast game most of the time. Some people can, get away with it, within a couple of weeks or whatever. And I respect the heck out of those people. But a lot of them have been doing it for months or years, so they really have an understanding. Um, but really just try the process for a month. Like give it an honest effort for 30 days and see how it goes. You know, generally you'll know within about 30 videos if you're going to get any kind of momentum on YouTube. A lot of people say like 30 to 50. I think that's a pretty good range. I think if you're 30 videos in and you're still just not getting any kind of traction, then the niche may not be the right niche. Okay. And if you're uploading like 3 videos a day, then you'll know within 2 weeks if the channel is valid or not. And if you're doing 5 videos a day, I would say still run it for like a week or two. And if you're just not getting any kind of traction, then just move on to something else. So, give it an honest effort so that you can look back and be like, yeah, I did try. It didn't work out. We're going to try something else. Um, and kind of my last point here is that I want to show you just some tools that I've been using over the years. With AI, it's getting easier and easier to not have to use all of these tools. But this is how I've been doing it actually for years on YouTube, but also just in general. I used to do like SEO and affiliate marketing years and years ago. And so I kind of have always followed this kind of method or whatever. But again, it's a lot easier now with AI. So First is keywordtool.io. I talked about it before. What I love about this tool is that you can actually choose, YouTube, Bing, Amazon. You can choose these different platforms to run autocomplete like search suggestions on. So you can put in the keyword of your niche and get, responses or results for different specific platforms. So obviously we would choose YouTube. So you would put your niche in here and see what kind of, keywords you can get from it. There's another one similar to it. It's called keyword.io. So this one is keywordtool.io. And then this one is just keyword. Whoa. I, I didn't know that it did that. That kind of scared me. Um, anyway, very similar. You can put in your keyword here, and then you can get some results from these different search engines. Now, Ubersuggest it's okay. It used to be better, and then I got bought out by Neil Patel, and I actually think it got worse. But you can kind of put in a keyword, and you can still get some ideas of what topics to make videos about from this. I do like Answer the Public. I haven't used it in a while, but what's cool about Answer the Public is basically you put in a topic and it gives you questions that people are actually answering about that, set of keywords. And so it's actually pretty cool because you can actually get question ideas from this tool. And so again, if you're looking for easy topics that are probably underserved on YouTube, because a lot of people will just search, they'll go after keywords themselves. But if you go after questions, you can maybe, tap into an underserved market. This tool right here is just called SEO.ai and then /tool/AI, AI keyword tool. I don't even know how I found it. I think I found it on Google. But what's crazy on this one is that you can put in different keywords or just the one keyword and you can get like multiple results. So it's just another keyword tool. You don't have to use it. Now, obviously, we have things like ChatGPT where you can search, you can just literally say, hey, I have this niche. I'm looking for keywords to create videos about on YouTube. You can literally tell it that, or you could say, I want to target questions that people are asking to make videos about, or, I want to find topics or trends within this niche to make videos about. You can literally just tell it. Just make sure that you're using web search when you do it. So more and then web search. You can do deep research. Just know it takes a long time. So you're not going to get a response right away. I've seen it take like 20 minutes to an hour to it just depends on, how much research it has to do. But at least do web search when you do these queries. Now, lastly, I want to show you a tool that's kind of an interesting one. I have a link for it in the description, like an affiliate link. It's called Galaxy.ai. And when I first started using it, I kind of hated it because I had a bunch of issues. But over time, it's actually gotten better, and I actually do use it now. The thing with Galaxy.ai is that they actually have tools for pretty much everything. Like they have for text, for image, for video. Like they have a lot of the image generation tools in here. So like they have they have Nano Banana, Mid Journey, Ideogram. So basically the way that this works is you pay a flat fee to Galaxy, and then you get to use the different tools through the API, and you get like credits every month or whatever. And you can get free credits by every day you can check in and they'll give you free credits or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, it's actually gotten better and they have a lot of different tools in it. So you can create videos, you can create images, you can do text. They have like text things for YouTube. They even have text to speech. So if you're looking for a way to get short, like AI, like audio clips or whatever, you can do audio clips in here. It's just, it's kind of limited on how many characters you can do, so you can't get a lot out of it. But you could always just do like little snippets, this amount of characters, and then do that as one audio file or whatever. I don't know. I don't really use it for the audio stuff. I use it a lot more for the image generation because it has all these tools. And then once you make an image, you can actually go to video generator and you can take one of those images, put it back in here, and you can actually do image to video, and you can make like a looping animation video from the image, in here. So that's Galaxy AI. Like I said, there's a link in the description to use. But again, you can really just use ChatGPT or Claude or Deep, like Perplexity or DeepSeek or whatever you want, and just basically just have the conversation with it. I have this channel in this niche. I'm trying to do XYZ or find topics or whatever. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, it really comes down to creating videos around topics that people are searching for that either educate or entertain, and are, either shorter for subs or longer for watch hours. That's it. Again, don't overthink it. Don't get paralyzed with trying to run in all these different directions. Just pick a path, a strategy that works for you, and just go full throttle. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to get back to them. Or if I get a bunch of the same one, or think it's a good video topic, I'll answer it in a video. But I hope that helps. I hope that encourages you to just start. So that's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless. Bye.